Hey guys, welcome back to another video. For the past month or so, I've been carrying the new Leatherman curl, so we're going to discuss, and I'm going to let you guys know exactly how I feel about this. So let's just jump right into this. I've been carrying the curl for about a month now, and the main reason I wanted to grab this is because they said it was modeled after my trusty Wave right here, and yes, I still have the original Wave, not the Wave Plus. So I've heard that it was a mix between the Wave and the brand new Bond here, and I did do a review on the Bond. And honestly, I don't see many similarities with the Bond here other than the handle look right here on the back of the curl, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So as you guys know, the curl was released not long ago, and I picked it up right after release, I believe the same day, for 80 bucks. And I'll tell you, other than the price point at $80, I've been really enjoying the curl. You can pick up the Wave Plus right now for about $100, which is about $20 more than the curl here. The curl here has 15 tools and the Wave here has 18 tools. I don't believe you can buy the Wave anymore. I might be wrong, but I think you can only purchase the Wave Plus, which is still $100 on the Leatherman website. And the only difference is the Wave Plus has the replaceable wire cutters, but that doesn't mean anything to me, so that's why I'm still rocking this bad boy. So let's check out the Wave versus the curl here. And as you can see, they're almost identical on this one side. The main differences I see are on the curl, this line right here, actually both lines are convexed, while on the Wave here are concaved, if you can see that right there. And then on the bottom here, you can see it's slightly different. Here on the Wave, there's more tools and it's slightly more complex because those tools lock in, where it's just a slip joint here on the curl. And then when I flip this around to the pocket clip side, you can start to see some of the differences where the curl starts to resemble the new Bond. So you can see it's just slight differences with the handle, but it looks almost exactly like the handle on the new Bond here, except for these larger round circles, these pivots up here, as opposed to these smaller versions right here on the Bond. Other than that, that's the only real similarity that I see from the curl to the Bond. Everything else is lifted straight from the Wave. And yes, I'm sure you noticed that you do get a pocket clip right out of the box with the new curl, which I did appreciate. Every single time I get a Leatherman, I have to purchase this pocket clip separately. Except for on the Wave here, you notice I don't have a pocket clip. Usually when I rock this, I just put it in the holster, which isn't my favorite thing to do. So when I heard they were making a version of the Wave that's just slightly different, a little bit cheaper, comes with a pocket clip, I was pretty excited. So has that excitement lasted over the last month? Well, yes and no. So let's talk about why I am still excited about this curl. Well, everything is here that I love in the Wave except for basically one tool. And that one tool is the saw in the Wave. So let's talk about the tools that come with the curl here. So on the curl on this side, which are basically exactly the same on the Wave here, except we have one replacement. So we do have the scissors right here, we have the medium screwdriver right here, but here's something different. We have a sharp point awl. Now what we've lost from the Wave here is this small bit screwdriver, or the eyeglass screwdriver right here, and it's been replaced by this awl. And actually I think this is a good replacement. Just because I've never really used this small bit screwdriver, so I'm not really gonna miss that. I think I'm gonna use the awl a lot more than that small bit screwdriver. Plus, it has a nice little edge on it, and I can use this as a scraper, so I'm pretty excited about this replacement. And now let's take a look at the other side. So we have the removable bit driver, which is an absolute must for me. I use this tool probably the most. And then we have our can opener slash bottle opener slash wire strippers, which I probably have never used. But still a very good tool to have on there. I just never use it. And that's the exact same tools that we have over here on the original Wave. And like I mentioned before, I have the original Wave, so I don't have the removable wire strippers there. So the pliers and the needle nose pliers are almost exactly the same here. If I close it up and turn it to the other side, you can see almost identical. Now, one of the things I love about the Wave here is it has a locking mechanism for the tool. So if I'm using this bit driver here, I have no danger of this ever slipping on me unless you release the lock here, fold it back in, life is good. Now we go to the curl. Even though this has a pretty nice slip joint, you can hear that nice click. Check this out. That's pretty solid. I've only had this for a month, so it hasn't collapsed on me yet, but there's still a possibility that it will, just because it's not an actual locking tool here. But I think it's going to take a lot of force to actually have this collapse in on you, and if it does, if you have it in a close position, it's not really going to mess you up too much because it's going to get caught on the other handle here. But my main worry is if you use it as a pistol grip like this and need a little bit more torque, then you have the danger of possibly slipping off of this and crushing your knuckles, where if you've ever had that done, you're not going to like it. So this is always a negative for me when a multi-tool features a slip joint rather than a locking tool, but it hasn't been a problem for me yet, and hopefully it doesn't become a problem. And now let's talk about the 420HC blade on the Wave versus the curl. So I got the curl right here on this side and the Wave here, and you can see they're absolutely identical. So you're not missing much from going from the curl to the Wave, just because it's exactly the same blade steel, exactly the same blade shape. And now let's start talking about the tools that I miss on the Wave already after carrying the curl is the saw blade. Yes, this is probably my second most used tool on my Wave, just because I use this a lot for work. I'm a grip in the film industry, and we set a lot of stands for flags. We cut light a lot, and a lot of times we're in the trees and bushes, and I use this to saw branches so I can get into places and set our stands. And I've actually had to use this a lot, and it's so convenient to have this right in your pocket, and that's one tool I've definitely missed when I've been carrying the curl. So what outside tools have crossed over from the Wave? Well, it's just the metal/wood file right here. Yes, I have used this a few times, but not nearly as many times as I've used this saw here. So I would gladly replace this file with this saw on the Wave. Other tools that didn't carry over are, of course, the serrated blade, which I rarely ever use. So not having the serrated blade on the curl hasn't been a big deal at all, because I rarely use it, if ever. And other than that, the only thing that we're not getting from the Wave to the curl is the wire crimpers, and I can actually do without that too. I've never used it. So getting back to the curl here, I do like the addition of the pocket clip here. I love having the convenience of just sticking this in your pocket rather than putting it in a holster like I had to do with the Wave. And it has every single tool that I use on a daily basis. The blade here, the removable bit driver here, and the spring action scissors I use all the time. Now Leatherman, if you replace this file with the saw from this Wave here, now you're talking a damn near perfect multi-tool for me. So why is it almost perfect? Because it has every single tool that I would need on an everyday basis. Plus, it's a little bit less bulky than the Wave here, and it's lighter than the Wave. So the curl here comes in at, okay, exactly 7 ounces versus the Wave here, which comes in at 8.6 ounces, which an ounce and a half carrying this in your pocket while you're at work. Yeah, I love it. So to me, having a less bulky, lighter multi-tool in my pocket is huge. Am I missing the 3 tools? Not really. I'm missing the 1 tool from the Wave to the curl. But other than that, I think this is a very well made, very well engineered multi-tool. The price point at $80 I think is a little high, especially when Leatherman is offering the Wave Plus at $99.95, I think it is. Let's just say $100 versus $80. So for $20 more, you get 3 tools, and that 3 tools is one that I absolutely must have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're going to drop the price of the curl just like they do with almost every single multi-tool on release. This was $110 at release, and now it's $100. So if they drop this $10 to $70, now we're getting a little bit better. Plus the addition of the pocket clip, which is about $10. So yeah, it's getting there. But at the $80 price point and missing the saw, I don't know. I think I'm still going to carry the Wave, even though it's a little bit bulkier and weighs a little bit more. It still has all the tools that I need. Once they come out with a version of the curl that has a saw and they drop it down to $70, then I think I'm gonna ditch my wave probably forever for this curl. So my final thoughts after carrying the curl for the past month is, yes, I do recommend it if you don't care about the saw from your wave. If you care about the saw at an $80 price point, I don't recommend it just yet. They drop it down to 70 bucks and somehow give us an updated version where they give us the saw. At least for me personally, this is the perfect multi-tool. But until then, my search for the perfect multi-tool continues. This is so darn close though. Now, if you guys want to check out the Leatherman curl for yourself, I will have links below in my description box. They are not sponsored links. I bought this straight from Leatherman, but I leave those links there just for your convenience. So if you want to check it out for yourself, links below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. And go!